Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to In the Garden with Joyful Living. I am Kimberly. I am out here this morning to get a jump on my fall planting. So I started my seeds weeks ago. So I'm going to be transplanting some of those that have their true leaves. Those that don't have their true leaves yet, I'm not going to transplant them. I've been putting them out in the sun every day a little bit just to get them acclimated to being outside. But before I do that, let me show you what I've got. So a few days ago, I was at Lowe's and then Walmart, and I picked up these few perennials. Now you're looking at them, and they look dead for this year. But these are perennials. They're gonna come back, and so I'll have a nice pollinator garden. Just trying to see what this one is, and I can't. Yeah, everything had a tag on it. So I've got some banana cream daisies. That's going to be beautiful. Got some echinacea. Got a whole lot of different things. That's Rudbeckia. That's yarrow. That's a herb that I already had, but it's just sitting there. But you see these? These are annual plants. I need to water that one a little bit. But let's get a better example. This is a zinnia, a dwarf zinnia. That is an annual, but I don't want it because it's an annual. I want it because of the seeds. So I've got my beans planted. The first frost date here in zone 8 is not until November the 1st. So they've got time to do what they do. And here is the second batch of Mancha cucumbers that I planted. They got their first set of true leaves on them. I cut the marigold back substantially. That's another one. I'm what you would call an accidental gardener. I don't know if it's gonna work, so that the plants could get some shade, but it'll also do its job deterring pests and provide some shade because the seedlings are pretty young. So I'm harvesting things now, and then I'm going indoors. So I didn't harvest much today because it really isn't a whole lot out there. My tomatoes are what I call in a rest period. I'm what you call an accidental gardener. I do stuff and just see if it works. But I know with those tomatoes, they are through with their first production, but those are indeterminate varieties. They will produce up until it frosts, which is November the 1st, so it's plenty of time for them to put out another set of flowers and produce fruit. So what I have here is one beefsteak. It's kind of small, but I went ahead and picked it because I don't want the insects to get it. A few cherry tomatoes, 2 onions, and basil. But take note of the fact that most of what you see in my garden this year, I didn't plant. I moved during the height of the garden season, and between home repairs, moving in, and just getting acclimated to a new city, I planted really late in the season. So the Cherokee purple, the beefsteak tomatoes, I planted, but the cherry tomatoes, the onions, the basil, I didn't plant any of that. Well, the mint just comes back year after year, but even the basil was volunteers. The cucumbers were volunteers, except for what I planted today. So although through the year I have not gotten that much, but I've got a lot based on the fact I didn't do any work. So I am really pleased with the garden, and I will keep giving you updates as we go into the fall. My fall crops that I started at the same time I started the cucumbers and beans, I'm letting continue to grow indoors a little bit more until it just gets a little bit cooler and the insects calm down, because at the tender age now, these insects will tear them up, and I want my stuff. So it's still a few weeks before I will plant that. But the cucumber variety that I have and the beans, they mature in 60 days. Started the seeds in early August. They've got plenty of time. So thank you for watching this episode of In the Garden with Joyful Living. I hope you were able to glean something from it. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. If you're watching on any other platform, like, follow, subscribe, whatever you need to do. But thank you again. I love you. Bye. I didn't actually kiss my hand. My hands are so dirty.